The ultimate guide to brain injury lawsuits. Brain injuries are serious, and recovery can be painful and expensive. If someone else was responsible for your brain injury, you could be entitled to receive reimbursement for the money you've spent and the suffering you've endured. Here's a quick guide. What should I do if I suffered a brain injury at work? When you experience head trauma in a workplace accident, not only should you notify your employer, but you should seek medical attention immediately. Brain injuries are notoriously unpredictable. Even if you think it's no big deal at the time, you could suffer brain damage or other severe injuries in the future. A physician can determine the specific type of brain injury you have through x-rays, MRIs, CT scans, and other diagnostic evaluations. You should never delay in seeking medical treatment if it's possible that you experience serious head trauma. After receiving medical treatment, you should also regularly photograph your injury and document the following: any pain and symptoms you may be having, document your medical appointments, document all the medications you've had to take and their side effects. Also document any time you've missed work for recovery or to see your medical providers. And last but not least, the effect that your brain injury has on your ability to take care of yourself, your home, and your family must be well documented. What are the typical symptoms of a brain injury? The typical symptoms of a brain injury may include loss of consciousness, confusion or disorientation, headache, nausea or vomiting, fatigue or drowsiness, speech problems, difficulty sleeping or sleeping more than usual, dizziness or loss of balance, sensory issues, sensitivity to light or sound, issues with your memory or concentration. Some people experience mood swings and/or feelings of depression or anxiety. Some of these symptoms may be immediately apparent, while others can appear days or even weeks after the injury. What is raccoon eyes brain injury? A raccoon eyes brain injury is a type of traumatic brain injury. Raccoon eyes, also known as periorbital ecchymosis, are dark purple or blue bruises that develop under your eyes, similar to the dark circles under a raccoon's eyes. Raccoon eyes are a symptom of a basilar skull fracture, created when blood from the fracture seeps into the soft tissues that surround the eyes. Basilar skull fractures are usually caused by a blunt force trauma to at least one of the bones in the base of your skull. On top of raccoon eyes, people who experience basal skull fractures may suffer from additional symptoms, including blood collecting in the middle ear behind the eardrum, cerebrospinal fluid leaking from the ears or nose, and crescent-shaped bruising called a battle sign or battle sign behind one or both ears. When should I go to the emergency room? You should go to the emergency room immediately after a blow to the head or other head trauma if you suffer any of the following symptoms: loss of consciousness, confusion or disorientation, vomiting or nausea, balance issues, forgetting things about the injury, or if you're having seizures or bleeding. In the days following a head injury, you should go to the emergency room as soon as possible if you start to experience any of the following: persistent headaches, unusual behavior, mood swings or concentration issues, slurred speech or difficulty reading or writing, numbness, dizziness or weakness in your body, difficulty falling asleep or waking up, changes in your eyesight, or even discharge of fluid from your nose or ears. Can I sue someone if I've suffered a brain injury? Absolutely. You can sue someone if you've suffered a brain injury if their negligent behavior caused the injury. A person is negligent when they act with a complete disregard for how their behavior is going to affect others. For example, if you suffered a brain injury in a car accident, you could sue the person who is at fault to recover compensation. If you're injured at work, you usually cannot sue your employer if they accept workers' compensation for your injuries. However, if your employer injured you intentionally or has inadequate workers' compensation coverage, you may be able to sue for a personal injury lawsuit against them. You should consult with an experienced brain injury lawyer to determine if you can sue. How long after a brain injury can I sue? State laws limit how long after a brain injury you can sue with legislation called the statute of limitations. In Texas, the statute of limitation for personal injury cases, such as most brain injury lawsuits, is 2 years from the date of the injury. If you don't file a lawsuit before the statute of limitations expires, you lose your right to sue. While this might sound like plenty of time, brain injuries are complex, and it can take a long time to recover. Negotiating with insurance companies and collecting evidence for your case can be very time-consuming and costly. Therefore, it's crucial that you consult with an experienced personal injury attorney as soon as possible after a motorcycle accident. Should I contact my insurance company? Yes, you should contact your insurance company if you've been involved in a motor vehicle accident that causes a brain injury. Most auto insurance policies include mandatory reporting provisions that require you to inform your provider of any accidents that you're involved in, even if they're not your fault. While it's advisable to contact your insurance company within 72 hours of an accident, some policies contain particular notification deadlines. After an accident, you should review your policy and comply with any deadlines it contains. When should I contact a brain injury attorney? You should contact a brain injury attorney as soon as possible after your brain injury to discuss your legal rights and the compensation you may be entitled to recover. The sooner you involve a personal injury lawyer, the sooner they can start working on your case. If your brain injury happened at work, a knowledgeable attorney can help you navigate the workers' compensation process and determine if you're eligible to sue. If your injury was caused by a car crash, a lawyer can handle all communications with the insurance company and help you negotiate a full and fair settlement. If you have any questions, please contact us at Attorney911. We protect victims like you every day. Call or email anytime. We sincerely want to hear about your case, and thank you for watching.